Scream 2 is a film that leans heavily into its self-awareness, sometimes to the point of absurdity. While it has some fun scenes, it's hard to ignore the over-the-top moments that make you question, what the hell are we doing here? What, like, in particular, that fucking musical number scene in the cafeteria. What was up with that? Why'd you do that? You didn't need to do that. With a mix of ridiculous decisions and some cheesy slasher moments, the film often feels like it's not sure whether it wants to be a parody of itself or a legitimate sequel. Speaking of parody of itself, one of the more entertaining elements is the concept of Stab, the in-universe film that recreates the events of the first Scream movie. It's a fun way to comment on the horror genre's tendency to repeat itself, and it sets the stage for a parody that feels both playful and self-aware. The Scooby-Doo-esque chase scenes that follow is just the tip of the iceberg in terms of ridiculousness. On a more positive note, the play scene in the theater class was one of the film's high points for me. The setting allows for a tense atmospheric moment that feels right at home in any horror flick, and gives the cameraman a chance to shine. Speaking of the theater, the whole time while rewatching this film, I kept thinking about how it would have been a much funner twist, in my opinion, if the killer turned out to be the entire theater classroom, organized by the theater teacher. Like, can you imagine? Horror movie where the killer is a whole theater department, using their theatrical skills and knowledge to terrorize their classmates. What a twist. Some moments that stuck with me is the one where the college girl's running away from the killer by heading up the stairs. Classic. Why did they do that? Like, where are you going? You gonna jump off the balcony? Dumb bitch. Anyways, she goes up the stairs, and to try to prevent the killer from catching up, is throwing whatever she can down the stairs at him, and which turns out to be a bicycle. And I'm watching this thinking, who the fuck finishes going for a bike ride and thinks to themselves, oh geez, time to lug my bike up a flight of stairs for safekeeping? It's fucking weird, man. Another scene that stuck with me is the one where fucking Dewey falls down the stairs. Why is everyone so goddamn clumsy in these movies? But by far, the worst scene, in my opinion, has to be the musical number in the cafe. Like, what the fuck even was that? It's an odd choice. And while it might have been an attempt at humor, it just feels out of place and jarring in the middle of a slasher flick. Although, having everyone in the cafeteria join in with the clapping to keep the beat of the song just definitely makes my idea for the killers to be the entire theater classroom more compelling. The absurdity reaches its peak when the killer calls Dewey, reporter girl and movie guy, prompting the reporter and Dewey to run around the park, snatching cell phones, thinking they're getting closer to the killer. This makes absolutely no sense. Like, they're just being assholes. Like, at one point, Dewey literally just fucking tackles a guy after the reporter lady just steals the dude's phone. I mean, from that dude's perspective, he's getting fucking mugged. He's getting jumped. He's losing his phone. This is the problem with America these days. And on top of all that, like, the two just ditched Buddy on the phone, so movie guy's now alone. I mean, he's in public, so it's like the whole premise is just flawed to begin with, because the fucking killer drags the dude on the phone call into the van and kills him. And during the murder, 3 random dudes with a boombox just happen to walk by, blaring music so no one can hear the screams of a man dying. Like, was it planned? Are the dudes in cahoots? Is it the theater kids again? And and if it's not, how is that so perfectly timed? What was the dude's plan if, other people without a boombox walked by? It's just fucking dumb. And if you're wondering why I can only remember the name of Dewey, I mean, come on. Look at this man. There ain't no Dewey I'd ever forget.
Deputy Dewey Ooze.
Deputy Dewey Ooze.
Despite all these head-scratching moments, Scream 2 does manage to pull off some clever, even fun scenes at times. A highlight for me was definitely during the finale when Final Girl outsmarts the killer during the final act, using the theater set to outsmart her. Ultimately, Scream 2 is a wild ride that balances horror and parody, but often veers too heavily into the ridiculous.
Dewey ooze.
It's got a lot of fun moments and ideas, but the film's inconsistencies holds it back from being a great sequel. There are some solid sequences, but too many baffling choices. It makes it hard to take the movie too seriously. For all its charm, it's hard to look past the many times it drops the ball. Overall, I give it a 6 out of 10. It's entertaining, but it's also Scream 2.